T3 Media.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talking Through the Media's your home for entertainment news and reviews for fans by fans. I am your host, Chris Fagan, and joining me today, we have once again the one and only variant. Ariana, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be back. Ready to dive into the topics for today.
Also, I know you got a lot to say today. And also joining us on the panel is a newcomer to the channel, Sarah Catherine, right? From TikTok fame or no?
Hi, thank you so much.
How are you? You want to tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I am on Instagram and Twitter as well as TikTok with Sarah Catherine the Red. I also do a podcast also on YouTube. It's called Within the Guild, and we talk about just nerdy topics and Loki and Marvel and just fun stuff like that. So hope you subscribe.
Yeah, guys, definitely go check out Sarah Catherine and Ariana's their content on TikTok and Sarah's on YouTube, and you're on all platforms, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So that's exactly where I found the YouTube channel, and I was like, oh man, there's a lot of sweaty nerd stuff happening right here, and I was loving it. I said to myself, Sarah has got to meet Ariana because I feel like I'm in the middle of so much knowledge. I'm gonna probably be quiet for the most part when we're talking about that, but we got a couple of things that we're going to talk about. Off the top, it's just some news with Britney Spears again and the movie theater industry. So we're going to get into those quick topics for the week. And how do you send in a topic? Once again, if you want to send us a topic, you can do so. Do as I say, put it in the box. You can always contact us on the website, t3medias.com/contact. You can also find us on Facebook, if anybody's still using that, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok at T3Medias. If you want to send in a question that you want us to shout out or talk about right here, I'm looking at the live chats. But if you want to send us a super chat to support the channel, we really would appreciate it. We'll definitely get your questions answered right here on the spot. Or if you just want to help out the channel, just become a patron and send your support that way. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the first two topics. We're going to go through them real quick because I want this really to be more centered towards the third topic, which is the latest Loki episode. But real fast, the first trending topic of the week comes to us from Variety. Aquaman 2, John Wick 4, and more major blockbusters begin filming, signaling production revival. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, releasing December 16, 2022, is entering production 18 months ahead of its release. John Wick Chapter 4 is now scheduled to release in theaters on May 27, 2022. And Lionsgate announced that the fourth film is now in production. So over the weekend, F9, the Fast Saga, brought in over $70 million domestically, marking the largest opening in the U.S. box office since 2019 Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, beating Paramount's A Quiet Place 2, which brought in only $48.3 million. Is the movie industry coming back, or is the comeback already here? Guys, what do you guys think about that? Do you feel like with the pandemic and stuff, all that winding down a little bit, with the businesses opening up, is the movie theaters back? Are you guys headed to the movies? I'll start with Sarah, if you don't mind. What do you think about that? Are you going to the movies?
I think the going to the movies is kind of going to be an old thing. It's slowly phasing out anyway, because you got all these premium subscriptions where all the movies they're making are coming directly out. If you look at even Disney Plus and Paramount Plus, they're all coming straight out to video. And honestly, I like it. I've never liked going to the movie theater. I used to work at a movie theater, and I can tell you some horror stories about things that happened in the movie theater. So I'm actually, I'm more happy sitting on my couch at home where I can wear sweatpants and do whatever I want, eat the food that I have at home, and not have to pay $10 for, a bag of candy. Tiny bag of candy.
I always say, I've talked about this a lot on this channel. I always say, never underestimate the laziness of the average human being. Not saying that anybody here is lazy or anything, but just as, like, for example, when Netflix was on the rise and they were telling Blockbuster, do you want us to do you want to own a piece of our company? Blockbuster were like, no. Why would people want movies delivered to them? They love coming to our stores. Never underestimate the laziness of the average human being.
Well, like biologically, we're predispositioned to make the easiest choice. So I mean, sitting at home is the easiest choice.
Popcorn, exactly. Instead of going and fighting at the movie theaters or at the store. What do you think, Ariana? Are we back, or as back as I guess we can be after the pandemic? What are your thoughts on it?
I think there's definitely a lot of people that still plan to go to theaters just because, especially like in the opening week of a movie, because that's usually when everyone's there, and sometimes it can be entertaining when the rest of the audience has like verbal reactions to the movie as you're watching it. Like that experience alone, if I do end up going to see a movie, that's probably the only reason why I'd actually go back to the theaters, because it's so fun when people are like, well, there's a fine line. Sometimes people think they're comedians in the theaters. I'm like, okay, look, we're here to watch this movie. We're not in your living room over there. Yes. So, but when people are like laughing or cheering along with you, I always enjoy that in the theaters.
Me too. Yeah, that's exactly. I feel the same. I feel 2020 has proven one thing though, that if there is a time coming where the movie theater is like, not extinct, but on its last legs, it's on its way out. 2020 expedited that. If it was, let's say it was 50 years from now it's definitely 20 or 15 years from now, thanks to everything that happened last year, because people got used to staying at home. They got used to these subscriptions and watching it, having the movies coming directly to them. But in my opinion, not because I used to work in a theater too, Sarah, so I know what you mean. But more people than I thought, because looking at the numbers, more people than I thought are so tired of being cooped up in the house. A lot of people, especially here, I'm in Texas, a lot of people in the South want to get out and do stuff. And when the second the restaurants opened, they were there, whether it was dangerous or not. I'm like, what are you doing? But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. I'm somewhere in between. I'm with both of you guys on it. I think, I'm ready to get out there, and at the same time, I'll just fire it up on Disney Plus or something like that. Question is, guys, let us know what you guys think. Put it in the box below. Share your thoughts, and maybe we'll talk about it some more on an upcoming We Got Your Mail. And on topic number 2, which it turns out to be a Why Is That Trending, we're going to talk a little bit about Britney Spears. There we go. So, for Why Is That Trending, in Britney Spears' 23-minute virtual address to Judge Brenda Penny in Los Angeles court, the singer said that she has been required by her conservator to keep in her IUD as a form of birth control because they don't want me to have children, as she said, or any more children. She also said that she didn't know that she was able to petition for the conservatorship to end. She said, I shouldn't be in this conservatorship if I can work and provide for myself and pay other people, she said, slamming her father, Jamie, who is a co-conservator of her estate and management team. It makes no sense. The law needs to change. I've worked since I was 17 years old. I really do agree with what she had to say, and that I think the sound was leaked from what happened in that courtroom, but she gave an amazing. I saw if she wasn't a singer, she should have been a lawyer, because she gave an amazing speech. And if I was the judge, I'd have been convinced. It's like, yeah, this is ridiculous. You've been like you said, I've been working since I was 17, and if I can support my dad and all these people that have all this control over me, and do all these amazing things, that I'll be on stage work she was working when she had the flu, and they still forced her to get up and perform things like that, then obviously she can handle it. I agree that she can handle herself. I think it's time. She's old enough. She hasn't been in the spotlight like she used to be back in the day, doing the things that she did to, I guess, justify them putting her under this. And after watching that documentary, now I understand her a lot more. So I agree with her. What about you, Ariana? What do you think about this whole Britney Spears thing?
I don't know if you've seen the clip of Wendy Williams on her show. She
What did she have to say this time?
She was like, "How dare you, Mr. Spears and Miss Spears? You all had me convinced. Death to all of you." And then the audience gasped because they're like, "Why did you just say that?" But I mean, it's ridiculous. She's a grown woman, and this is a very unfortunate situation. I really hope that there's a car. Something good comes out of it, because I mean, I feel so bad for her. It's completely unfair to have control over her bodily autonomy like that, and financial. Like, there's so much wrong with it. So much.
Agree. Sarah?
I completely agree. And traditionally, conservatorships are normally for people that are incapable of taking care of themselves, that they're designed initially for, like, very elderly people. So somebody who you need to sign everything over to manage all their properties and things like that. So to me, when they initially did it, it was insane, because she was a young woman. She ran her own tours. She does all her dances and everything like that. She manages herself, and she has always been very involved. And so to have this imposed on her for a matter of greed, to me, and that's entirely what it looks like. Yeah. And she goes in the documentary, talks about the lack of relationship she had with her father, and then her father becomes the overall conservator for her whole estate, and she's worth millions and millions of dollars. And it's insane. And to tell her what she can and cannot do with her own body is just like, I just can't anymore. Like, this is just beyond ridiculous. And I don't understand how it has still gone on, how they even were able to trick somebody into letting them do this in the first place.
I heard that they're paying all. I 100%. Maybe I can't prove it. Maybe the documentary didn't really prove it, but the belief is that these judges that they used to go through, somebody's on the take. Somebody's being paid off to keep this this conservatorship over. I can't prove it, but I buy it. I'd buy that. But guys, let us know what you guys think. I think I 100% agree. I think, like she said, if she can take care of herself, and then the conservatorship was meant for, like, people who really could not take care of themselves, then this is ridiculous. I'm making millions of dollars, and this is an obvious plot to just be in control of that estate. And it's working. I didn't know if I was going to bring this up. Okay, here's a quick little speculation. Do you guys remember, or did you see when her sister Jamie Lee or Lynn Spears, when when her album came out and she was a little bit on the rise? She was on SNL, and she had that moment where she was caught lip singing during Saturday Night Live.
That's Jessica Simpson's sister.
Was that Jessica Simpson's sister? Okay, good. Okay, wasn't okay. Anyway, so never mind.
Ashley Simpson. Yeah.
Okay, well then that ends my little theory. So you guys, that's the second time I've done that this week, and Ariana's gonna remind you why I said that. Guys, let us know what you guys think about this whole topic. Put it in the box below. Maybe we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So the time has come. What you guys all have been waiting for. I love that picture. Ariana doesn't like her picture. She's deep in thought about what to think about Sylvia over here. I love this picture. Let's talk a little bit about Loki, guys. You guys catch the latest episode? I know you did. That's a stupid question. I know you did. What did you guys think about it? Who wants to go first?
Not me.
Not
I said the fuck.
Okay.
I'll go first. Okay. I like this episode better than episode 3. Last week, me and Ariana, we came up with that theory, like, are they gonna kiss? Are they doing like a love connection? And we really didn't like that idea. I don't want to speak for you. I don't know if you've changed your mind since last week about that, but I thought it was happening. I don't know if I liked it. And when I felt like it was happening, and then I felt like, no, I don't like this. I don't know why. It just didn't sit right with me. But in this episode, what I did like about it, I loved looking at, I didn't know we were going to go into a flashback of when Sylvie was taken. That was a sad moment for me. And spoilers, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to get into a full discussion of this. So if you are catching this live or catching this pre-recorded, we are going to go into the episode. So if you haven't seen it, you can stop right now or fast forward it to the end. But I thought they did that well. The only thing I didn't like about that scene was how incompetent is the TVA that a little girl was able to get away from her that easily, and like totally tank her career, I guess, in the eyes of the timekeepers or whatnot. I felt like there was a grudge there, and then that conversation, just to pick another scene real quick, that conversation that she was having with Sylvia in the elevator, like, do you remember? And she obviously lying, like, no, I don't remember you. Yes, you do. You got demoted because of this little girl. Now you're trying to front in the elevator like a boss. Like, nah, nobody's buying it. But there's a lot more, and I know you guys. I don't want to step on any toes. So, now that I've gone first, anybody want to share any? Come on, guys, it's a panel.
Sure. So I liked it. I do think that it answered a lot of questions that I had, obviously, in the third episode, because I had a lot of speculation as to who Sylvie actually was, because I thought perhaps she could have been the Enchantress character, which is also in a lot of Marvel comic books, and maybe not a Loki at all. And this did kind of answer that question, that she was actually a female version of Loki in the multiverse. And but what was more interesting to me was the very, very, very end. And I want to talk about that first, because that kind of opens it up and kind of leads us to a few more questions. So at the very end, if you stayed and you watched through the credits,
which I didn't do at first, but we'll talk about that
later.
You didn't? But go ahead.
There was that little spoiler. So again, this is going to spoil everything if you haven't seen it. Loki gets zapped by the boomstick, and that's what I call it now. Because if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, that's what they called it when they zapped him with the boomstick and they kind of disintegrated. So going back to Ragnarok, when he got zapped, he woke up in a different place. You saw a multitude of Lokis standing there. So where is that place? Obviously, it's a multi-dimensional place. You can see all the garbage behind it. So is it Sakaar? Because Sakaar, time works differently here. Jeff Goldblum's character was millions of years old, but he still looked the same age. It was a wormhole planet where trash and who knows what came in from all the wormholes. So is that where they went? Is somebody collecting the Lokis? Because we know the timekeepers were robots, and maybe that's why they were scanning for the robots when they were coming in, whenever they pulled the variants in, to see if they were like that artificial intelligent things.
Ooh, maybe that's that makes
that's
sense.
Very interesting to me.
That's probably explains why they didn't want machines coming that close to those fake timekeepers, because maybe another machine would be able to tell those are robots. So maybe
it's a level of control. Like the whole thing is, to me, it's built kind of like a cult system.
Yeah.
Where like they have these different levels of control, and they give people just enough power to where they feel important, and they can continue to believe the falsities that they've built their whole society on. So understanding that they're all variants. So does everybody who gets the boomstick wind up in wherever the other Lokis are? So is Owen Wilson's character there too? We don't know, because I'd like to see him come back. I'd love to see Mobius come back. He played a big part in a lot of Marvel comics. So if he dies now, like is he no longer in any of the other Marvel worlds? And we know there's not that many movies coming out, at least they've got planned. So it'd be interesting to see that. And I wasn't done with their dynamic, with Loki's and Mobius's dynamic. Right. I mean, he just had that realization. We don't know anything else about him, and I would love to know more.
What about you, Ariana? What are your thoughts? And just try to keep your full-on rage under control. Just joking. What did you think about it overall?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the episode. I feel like I haven't really been satisfied with the show since the end of episode 2, honestly. Other than, well, we don't have to discuss that right now, but other than like even the Loki Sylvie thing, whatever, it is what it is. Other than that, I just don't understand exactly what they're doing with Loki's character at this point. I feel like it's changed so much in a way that you know, he is a variant, but he was only supposed to be a variant to the point where he took the Tesseract. But it almost feels like a whole new person in a lot of the choices he makes and the actions he makes. And like, yes, the character development happens, but it still feels like, it just feels like a different Loki to me altogether. Like, I forget that this is supposed to be the Loki from 2012. Right. I really like Ravonna. I feel she's honestly the most interesting character to me in the series.
Because she's a freaking liar.
But that's the thing. Like, I feel like I still don't know anything about Sylvie. And I feel like they've really given her no personality of her own, which is a shame because I think she could be a really awesome character, especially if she's meant to be a separate person. Like, the writers have kept drilling it into our heads that no, Sylvie, yes, she's a Loki variant, but she's Sylvie, but she's not the Sylvie from the comics. So who is she? I honestly couldn't tell you. What does that mean? And it's a shame because it seems like they're trying to focus on her more, but how much more can you tell us when there's just 2 episodes left? I mean, we should have known a little bit more already. Yeah. I already just said what I just said about Loki. Mobius, that hurts my heart because I really liked Mobius, but there is a scene we still haven't seen of him yet, so I'm pretty sure he's around somewhere in that pruned wasteland from the trailers. There's a scene of him.
Gotta be there.
You know what? I'm hoping Miss Minutes comes back. I think episode 3 and 4 were missing Miss Minutes, and that's why I haven't felt good about that.
Miss Minutes saves everybody, saves everything, just comes in at the last second, saves the day. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, I think she's up to no good.
Ooh,
I don't think Miss Minutes is
the timekeeper.
Maybe she is. Maybe she's the one controlling the robots. We don't know.
Never see it coming.
Oh,
that would be fun.
Yep.
Did Sarah just break the internet?
That's definitely what it is. Has to be.
That would be hilarious. I think before the show we were direct messaging, and I think I said in my message to you something about like what you just said about Loki being completely different. This is no longer that Loki from 2012, and I thought the journey would be to somewhat get close to as possible the Loki he finally eventually became after all these after all these years and up to Endgame. But now it feels like it's like they've gone. I forgot what word I used. Maybe I used the word soft. It's like he's not. Even though he bettered himself, he finally became an ally to Thor by the end of Endgame. It was still like hard fought. Like it was still a lot of back and forth, a lot of betrayal, a lot of mischief. And it was a journey. But now it seems like he's gotten there and beyond, especially with the whole sharing his feelings, and that now was revealed to be a straight up sacrifice official gesture to save Sylvie. Thor deserved better. If you were capable of that type of like the brother that you grew up with all those years, but you faked your death so many times throughout the MCU, but you've known Sylvie for like 5 minutes, and you're like, I'm gonna give it all up for I don't know why I liked it and I didn't like it, but it just more upset me. Not maybe that's too strong a word, because like I said, it's like we've surpassed the Loki that he became. He's way different from the Loki he became in Endgame to a whole, like you said, a whole different Loki now.
Yeah. So he had a lot of bombs dropped on him. So from the beginning of the series, he's had a lot of things that completely changed the way that he considers the world. So when he was brought in, realized that the ultimate power was not the Tesseract, wasn't the stones, right. wasn't anything like that. Ultimately, everything that he thought was worthy of going after, worthy of seizing power, worthy of taking over and ruling everything, didn't really matter. Mm-hmm. So everything that he believed in up until that point for seizing power wasn't a thing.
Turned out it didn't matter.
He also didn't get to experience all the things that really built him into the character that he was in Endgame. He didn't get to actually experience the death of his mom. He got to watch the different Loki do all of that. He got to watch the different Loki experience all the things that we had seen him do throughout the movie. My
question though, what would it change him that much? Because I feel like it's a complete a real, but maybe what you said makes more sense to me now, because about the fact that, like you said, I forgot about the whole, reaching for all that power, and it turns out that power doesn't even matter in this world. So maybe, I guess, add that ingredient in to this new cake that we're baking with Loki. Maybe that would like deflate, like Luke Skywalker, him like in the Last Jedi, in comparison to the Luke Skywalker we had in the on A New Hope. But maybe, but I don't know, something. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a Debbie Downer about it. I don't know. I feel like I still like the show overall, but it's not. It was starting to become my favorite, above like Falcon and above close to getting to that Wanda level. But to me now, at this moment, I would have to say it's in third place. Wow, it's only been 3 series and it's in 4th place. No, but it's not by much. It's still very close. I feel like maybe if they stick the landing, maybe I'll go back. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel different about it. But no, that's good points on both sides. Any other scenes anybody else wants to bring up? Any wild fact? What about what's the a TVA soldier the black lady, something 15, right? Where
B-15?
Yeah, when she went and when her memories got returned back to, I did not see that coming at all.
I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what she saw, because I love her character. I thought she was I thought there was gonna be more of her. I expected more of her character, more screen time, more, understanding her, because I think, she could have been more. Like, she ultimately helped them out, and I wanted more of her because I enjoyed seeing her.
What do you speculate that she probably? Here was my thought. Here's my theory. I think she saw a family or children or something. To go to even if it's all false and fake memories of what the TVA is doing to her, for you to go that, like, to go from true blue soldier, always follow orders, to complete betrayal, she had to have seen like a whole thing, like a big heavy thing. Like, if I saw that my wife and my children were taken away from me, I'd betray the TVA too, because I'd be so pissed. I'd be hella pissed off. But what do you guys, anybody, Ariana, you have any speculations on do you think we will see what she saw?
Not to, no, maybe I shouldn't say that. Well, you know what? No, I'm not, no, I don't think they will, because there's just a lot of instances, even in comic books, where life-changing things happen for Black characters and the detail is never there. And I feel like that's probably one of the cases. I don't think we'll ever see what she saw, which is a shame, because I really think that they should have shown it, but I think it's part of a larger problem, honestly. Any
guesses to what it might be? Even if it's just like a sentence, like, what do you think, Sarah? Like, what do you think is like something like, you took my family away from me, or I had it turns out I had a dog, then that dog was pretty cool, and now my dog is gone. What do you think she saw that Sylvie showed her?
I hope a happy life, but again, I hope that she's wherever everybody else who got the boomstick is. That's because I want more of her. She was such a good character.
Wait, didn't she make it? She didn't get.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It wasn't made clear, probably for a reason. I think if she's still around, she's probably
she's still in the TVA,
messing around with the internal structures of the TVA.
Because I think she did what she did, and I think she turned around and went through one of those doors. So maybe I think that's what she did. The Lokis. At the end, so guys, right after I saw this latest episode, I was so proud of myself. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and I saw something, and I was like, I'm gonna get this on TikTok, and I'm probably gonna be one of the first people that notice this, because I'm a genius. And I noticed that when Loki and Sylvie were having a talk, and after they fought their way through to the timekeepers, I noticed Loki squinting, and then when he got the boomstick to the back and died, I assumed that it was an illusion because I saw that look in his eye. Like I thought he saw that she was still alive, and I thought she set it all up. I post this theory online, and not 5 minutes later did somebody go, "It doesn't seem like you saw the end credit scene there, Chris." And now I'm the laughing stock of TikTok. And Ariana said that she's going to end our Loki contract early because I embarrassed her. And so now my new theory is maybe a variant changed what those boomsticks were supposed to do a long time ago, and that's why they're not evaporating. Maybe they were hacked, or maybe they always were meant to go to that planet. What do you think that happened there? That's my theory. I think maybe they were hacked a long time ago. Like the TVA thinks that those people are dying and does not know they're actually being teleported somewhere else. That's my only theory on that. Any rumors or speculations from anybody before we wrap up?
So I think it's coincidence. I think it's a big coincidence to be able to see that boomstick from Thor Ragnarok, and then now we're seeing the same thing here. And they called it a boomstick. They didn't know what it was. They thought it disintegrated people. So it's obviously sending them somewhere else. I think it's always sent them somewhere else, and perhaps that was the ultimate goal, to collect all of these, Lokis or other variants and put them in a place to where they can ultimately do something, because I think there's still a lot of unanswered questions, like why would they be there?
So Jeff Goldblum is the mastermind. He is the time. He's been the timekeeper.
I don't think he's a mastermind character. Like ultimately, his character in the MCU is not brilliant.
Oh, that would be too funny if it turns out. Any before we go, Ariana, any rumors, any speculation, anything else you want to yell at Bob Iger? I mean, Kevin Feige about?
No, I'm gonna try to be positive. I'm very excited to see what they do with those variants at the end. Like when I saw that, my face lit up. I was like, "Oh, Kid Loki, so precious!"
What was that? Was that a Komodo? What was that? A dragon?
An alligator.
Yeah.
It was an alligator.
Was it an alligator? I thought it was one of those Komodo dragon-like things.
I guess it's an alligator Loki. Maybe he came back in an alligator as Guardian family. I don't know.
What if that alligator was a Loki? Because he did have the.
He had the crown.
Yeah, the crown. There's a variant Loki alligator. Wow. So it's going to be interesting to see moving forward what they do. So there's some things to be excited about. There's obviously some things that's kind of peeving us, some of us on the panel a little bit. Maybe they'll stick the landing. There's 2 episodes left. Now we're in the end game of this season where we're seeing end credits, and so it's something to be excited for episode 5 coming up, guys. Let us know what you guys think. All your rumors, your speculations, like I always say, put it in the box below. Share with us your thoughts on everything Loki. And we'll talk about it more. We're on next week's episode as well when we talk about Loki episode 5. Guys, that will do it for this episode of Talking Through the Medias. Before I go and sign off, once again, guys, let's start with Ariana. If you want to let people know where they can find you online, I know I was lazy with the logo. I put social media that you don't have. TikTok is where they can find you. And tell them about your TikTok channel, and let's plug it. Let's do a shameless plug.
Instagram and Twitter, yeah, you can find me on there. But I mostly use TikTok. I talk about all things Marvel. I love to talk about some of my favorite comics. Just really anything Marvel related. I'm all about it. So yeah. So
what you're saying is next week we're going to be having a DCEU panel. Let's do it. All right. Ariana's going to give her thoughts on Man of Steel 2. But appreciate it. So go guys, go check her out. Follow her on TikTok, and if you can find her, she's slick. She's harder to find than Sylvie sometimes. If you can find her on TikTok and on TikTok, on Twitter and Instagram, go check her out. Because we're trying. I think you said you're trying to. Let me switch the panel. I think you said we're trying to get the 2 ends out of your out of your right? We're
Oh
trying to,
yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
try-
I
we're
just want it
trying
to be one end.
We're
Yeah.
trying to get it to one end. So we're guys, I want you to do me a favor, go out there, campaign, let's hack those accounts, get rid of those, or bribe those people who hold those accounts, and let's buy the Rosessin with one end so Ariana can have it. And Sarah Catherine, if they want to find you online, where can they? Remind us again where we can do that.
Hey, so I'm Sarah Catherine, the red with underscores in between the words, on all social media. I also have my own YouTube channel, Sarah Catherine the Red, and then I have a YouTube channel with my two friends, Scotty and Chip, and we talk about, it's relatively new, but we talk about Loki right now. We're going to talk about other wonderfully nerdy things in the future.
When can they tune into that show?
So we film on Thursdays and it normally comes out on Saturday. And if you follow me on Instagram, I load little clips and give you the direct links. So, and our channel is Within the Guild on YouTube.
Awesome.
Hope you check it out.
Guys,
thanks for having me.
No problem there. Guys, go check them out. And fair warning, if you go to Sarah's Instagram, you will get hungry. There's so much delicious food. There's all I'm starving right now just thinking about it. I'm like, it's so frustrating. Your stomach will go. It was too much, but it was awesome, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out. I hope you guys return again, Ariana. We are contracted for at least 2 more episodes. No more fighting, but I appreciate it again, guys. Guys, Talking to the Media was brought to you in front of a live studio audience of inferior variants because I am the supreme. So until next time, guys, peace.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you